So what I'm going to do is let's do a couple more edge swaps just to enhance the challenge a little bit. Turn it over here, bring this here, go all the way around, coordinate a swap between these two, bring it here, up here, do this, and bring it down. So I'm basically swapping these out like crazy. I'd even say that this is an interesting scramble. So how do I approach this? Well, what you want to do is you want to try to get it back to a square as much as possible. So my suggestion is get all the edges lined up in a square form. Now right now this is about as much of a scramble as you'll ever see, and I don't recommend scrambling it like this, but let's see how we can get it back. So these are lined up here. Okay, this guy can move over here just fine. Okay, so what I'm doing, there we go. This is fine over here, this is fine over here, now I can turn this here. You heard all that clicking, this is me straining the puzzle. Okay, I'd like to turn this. I'm coming about resistance somewhere, probably because I'm not lined up here. That resistance has to do with this center, has to do with this edge. Can I just move this? Well, this one I may have to just push past. Push past. And I'm in big danger of losing a piece. Maybe I can start moving this. Nope. Yeah, so pushing past this is going to be very difficult. But there it is. Okay. Move this over here. All right, now this looks a little bit more stable. I'm just basically putting all the edges in first, and now we're going to try to get all these in as well. So let's see. Even though the color isn't right, my suggestion is it doesn't matter what the color of the inner center is, as long as it fits flush, and this fits flush over here. So this isn't really part of that. I could try to put this in here, but that's not really my goal right now. This is another one that fits flush, so I'm going to try to marriage this with this piece just to get things back in. So I'm not really focused on reducing the centers yet. I want to take away some of the bandaging that happens. So let's see, this and this. This is the configuration that I want, this and this. I'm going to move this up here. I'm ignoring this, bring this up. Now I got a double turn, but I'm going to go from this angle. So this is brought up to here, and now I bring it down. So you can see it lended a little bit more structure to the puzzle. Now this is the classic look. You've got some mix-ups that are happening here with this center in a corner position, this corner in a center position. You've got the classic scrambling that's happening between inner and outer centers. And you've got some jumbling. Well, not a lot of jumbling. This puzzle is very limited in terms of its jumbling. Now that we have that, we can start to get the correct centers in. I can work on this. And to work on this, remember, if this is facing wrong, first off I can move it here. It doesn't work over there. So I move this away, then I go turn and turn. Now I'm going to take this, ignoring these two, and turn it in over here, and we see it's not in yet. So move this back, like so, and I do the same thing. Turn this out here, and then we go turn, turn. Don't let this confuse you. Moving this center in again over here. Curve splat, and now you can see it fits flush. So that's good. So this is something that can participate with another inner-outer corner edge pair. And I might as well use this one. I've got this one that can be used. So once again, I'm not really going to focus on the color. I'm just going to focus on if it fits flush. This doesn't, so I do the same technique. Take it out, turn. You can see this is going to potentially jumble here. I want to get this out of the way. I can't with this here, so I want to get this out of the way. So turn this like so. Well, no, that'll destroy what I just did. So I'm going to get it out from here and then from here. All that just to be able to move this here. So now I'm going to take this, move it here, and I see that it fits fine. I'm now going to combine this with this guy in order to get it to the configuration that I want to move it in. So this is what I want, facing out, facing in. This is a bare area here. Why don't we move this out of the way? So now we just take the one that's facing out, lift it up. Beware of this. Ooh. Bring this in here without destroying the puzzle and bring it down. So you can see this helped. So we've got this over here too now. So now what I'm going to do is I can do the same thing here and move this in. But understand I've got all of these guys. Maybe it's now time to start working on these. So I'm going to maybe take this, and instead of putting this in, start to move some of these into center position. Or alternatively, I can just move this right. The problem is, even if I do that, well, let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is just put this in the correct orientation. I'm a little jumbled over here, so let's move it away. Not jumbled, fudged, I guess is the word. So take this, move it out, then go turn and turn. So it's real easy. Past this, and now this is fine. Now this is nowhere to go. It's sort of jutting out there by itself. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to start to assemble another outer edge, outer center, inner center pair. So there's this guy looking for something. Well, I could put a blue one in, but let's move one of these guys in. It's about time we moved one of these, which is rotated wrong anyway, or possibly this. It doesn't matter which one I use, but the way to do it is take this center, move it into corner position. Because, yeah, move it into corner position over here. Because when you think about it, because of the orientation of this, this is actually functioning as a corner, believe it or not. But move this into corner position. Once I've done that, I then want to find a way to move it out like that. So I can move it out like this. So now it's moved out. So now this can function as a corner. Let's move this piece away so we don't end up causing issues. There you go. Okay, so now this can act as a corner. I'm going to move this back down over here. Now what I've also done is I moved this out, so why don't I use this in conjunction with here? So move this in conjunction with that. So let's see, let's take the easiest route that we can to marriage these two together. Okay, this configuration here isn't going to work where you have this facing down and this facing obliquely up. You end up with this little helicopter blade. So we're going to have to move this around until we get it into the previous position that we were talking about. Even if you have to change your jumbling just a little bit. There it is over there. That's just positioning basically. Out and up, find your unhindered side. Move the one that's coming out like this, move it up, turn this over here and down. So remember how chaotic it looked before? Now it's just looking scrambled. It's not looking as mixed up. So now we've got a situation where I have a nice little mix-up. This is in corner position, this is in center position, and this is rotated around. So basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to want to institute a swap between these two. So why don't I take this, let's move it away from here. This guy's causing some potential fudging that has to happen. Let's just move this out of the way. Okay. Move this here, move this here. Okay, what I'm going to do is take this, move this into corner position. Once it's in the corner position, I can maybe exchange a swap, or better yet, just start. Let's see how this can move. I can just move this over here. So this is in the corner position now. It'll forever be in a corner position. And by moving this around like so, what I've done, I'll move this up, is I've created this, which is going to get a real, which is going to get a center, and I've jutted this out here. So something that can combine with this. I have to have two of these triplets facing outwards. So now what I'm going to do is take this and simply move it with this guy here. Double turn, you can see it's not facing right, so you know what to do. Let's first take this out of commission and take it out of the way. It's being fudged. Okay, there we go. So now take it out of the way, then go turn to the other side, move, and it works. Now that I see that it works, move it in this configuration here where it's bare. This is coming out, move it up, double turn, move it down. Okay, now all we have is we have one thing that's rotated. To which you ask yourself, well, how can it be? Should I have another center that's rotated? And the answer is no. Somewhere here there's an edge that's rotated. You don't really know. But let's take this center and put it in edge position. Or corner position rather. This is corner position. These are edges. I'm now going to take this out and keep this in a corner position and move this in like so. The reason that I did that is now I can rotate it correctly with this side. So let's move this whole thing out, and I'm going to do my little nifty trick to get this to rotate in the proper shape, basically. Let's move this out of the way so I don't have to deal with any fudging, and simply take this out because I put it in corner position. Turn, turn, move it in, not quite right, so turn it back, move it out, turn, turn, move it in, and bang. Now all I gotta do is move this up, and you can see it's in the proper position to do that. So find where it's bare. Now what I mean by that is I can't do it over here. I can't move it up. It's going to be jumbled. So take it up here, move it up, do a 2F, move it down, and there it is. So all the all the mix-up portions of it have been taken out. So now it's scrambled but not mixed up, nor is it jumbled at this point. So all I've got to do is that little strategy that I used of taking the inner centers and swapping them around. So here's a blue and orange. What I can do is I can move this orange to this this yellow over here. So we'll have to do it one by one. First off, can I switch this? These two are, well, they're not reciprocals to each other. So all I have to do is put two that are next to each other. And those are the ones that I'm going to do. Well, I've got this over here, I've got this over here. Okay, I think I'm making this more complicated than I need to, but I do see a nice reciprocal over here. And what I'm really trying to do is set it up to where I want this to come down to here. So I can move this here and jumble it. No, I can't. This to here. Yeah, okay. I basically want to move this to here. I can do that by moving this here and here and doing a jumble move of these two. And that's what I'm going to do. Move it like so, and that's a single jumble move. Now once I've done that, you can see that they're next to each other. Now that they're next to each other like this, I can move this down and do a clean swap. Move this down over here to exchange these two. Move this like so, so that this is in the corner position. Do a 2F, move this back, then do a 2B, and now I do my exchange, negotiate my exchange, bang, and there it is. And now we get it back, turn, turn, move this in and down. And I keep doing that. Okay, wouldn't it be nice if I can move, say, this green to over here? Well, the only way that that's going to happen is if, actually let me see something here. Okay, I see some reciprocals here, so I'm going to want to work on this. I'm going to take this and jumble it over to here, because once I do that, it'll be next to it, so it'll be in the proper position. So I'm going to jumble it to here, single jumble, splat. And I don't have to move it up to know that these two inner centers are going to exchange. Move this down to here, doing a jumbled RI, do a 2F, and then bring this back with an R. Then move this with a 2B, and now do the exchange over here. Once I've done that, bring it back to the cube position, and I just keep doing that. So you got it out of its mixed up form, its jumbled form, doing a little bit of fudging of the pieces, so to speak, and now we keep doing it. We keep going through our reduction. These are next to each other, so I might as well do this. Turn, 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 turn. Same process, exchange these two, move that sucker back and down. Okay, blue and green. Must be something I can use here. Here's a blue. What I'm going to do is jumble this to here, single jumble it. And I'm doing that because once I put it into this orbit, you can see that it places this next to it. So these two can exchange. Put this into corner position here, double turn, and I'll bring this back. This will now double turn over here, and we'll do our swap. Pow. Bring it back. Oop. and place it back in. Okay, what else do we have? We've got these that need to be placed. And it looks like we've got a nice reciprocal over here. What if I go like this? Okay, so these are next to each other, so I can just move this down and do that exchange. Once again, double jumble, well not double jumble, do a jumbled L, 2F, and then bring this back. 2B, do our exchange. 2B, bring it back to here and down. Okay, getting closer. So this is the fun part. Nothing too complicated. This is already in position. So bring this up over here with a LI, rather an L, a jumbled L, 2F, bring this back, 2B, exchange, and just bring it back. And pow, okay. Whoop, thought we were done. We still have this guy to go. We're using all of our jumbling techniques and our placing techniques and orbit techniques to make this work. Okay, you see this is here, next to each other, so move this down, bring it in, double turn, bring it back, double turn, splat, clink, clink, and plunk. Okay, so now we have it completely reduced. We took it out of its mix-up form. First we took it out of its jumbled form by putting these all in. Took it out of its mix-up form by putting anything that didn't belong here, any centers to here, any corners back to here, and then we reduced the inner and the outer. Now the next part is just a simple Curvy Copter solve. I say simple compared to where it was before. I'm going to very quickly go through this, but I would refer you to my previous Curvy Copter solve, but real quick. I'm going to line up my green edges and I'm going to place my green pieces in. So I've got this, I'm going to take it out of the way, like any super cube, bring that in over here. Where can this guy go? Where can this guy have a home? Well, might as well put this in, move it down, turn, turn. I love moving this puzzle, it's very smooth. Now this guy is in the same orbit as this. We can't really have that. So what I want to do is move it opposite here. Well, let's see where I can possibly put it. And the answer is nowhere yet. So it doesn't belong anywhere here, so I'm just going to double jumble it to a different orbit. I don't even care where it goes. It's got to be better than where it was. Move this here, so now this can fit into here. So turn, 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 and turn. Another green. And let's see where we're at. This is in the wrong orbit, so I'm just going to do a single jumble to get it out of this. I'm not even trying to keep track of what orbit it's supposed to be in. I just know it's not supposed to be there. Turn, turn, okay. I need to get it into here, which means it has to either be here or up. It's in the right orbit. So we are correct. Turn and turn, okay? Once we have centers, we put our edges in, corners in. Now you might think, why even do this? And the answer is because there is potential danger here. It might not be as simple as you might think. But anyway, purple and orange, yellow rather, purple and yellow. So what I'm going to do is, this is correct where it is, so I have to turn this so that I can turn this around to move this up, move it in. You can see this is placed properly and put it in. Okay, red and orange. I'm going fast. Red and orange, bring it in here. Does this line up? Well, I have to double turn this down first so that I can bring it back in the right configuration. This obviously doesn't belong. So to rotate this around, I'm just going to go around the world here on the bottom until I'm matched in, and there we go. Okay, purple and orange. Thought I just did that one. Oh, here it is. Okay. You can see this fits fine and move it in. This isn't the hard part of this particular puzzle. This is rotated wrong. So, okay, now this is rotated wrong too, so we've got to go all the way around. So, moving it all the way around, turn it here, 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 and here, and eventually it'll strike it right. So now all these are in. Moving these in, I got to find a yellow somewhere within this orbit. Here, nope, here, nope, here, nope, here, nope. So if nothing's there, I have to see if there's anything opposite that I can jumble in. So here, is there a yellow here somewhere? Yeah, not that I can see. How about here? No, no yellow here. Oh, right over here. So this is opposite the orbit. So I just go like splat. Now that should be in. So here, 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 right over here. So to move this in, as you recall, basically we have to move edge out, or rather edge down, corner out, center in, corner back, edge up, and now that's there. We can do the other one. Here, nope, or here, nope. Here, nope, here, no. But I can jumble this one opposite here. Single jumble, bang. Again, I'm moving fast for a reason. I've already been through this before. Okay, here, so edge down, corner out, center in, corner back, edge up, this is in. Okay, red, no, no, no. So red, yes. So I'm going to take this, jumble it over to here, which puts it in the correct orbit. Move it to the bottom, edge down, corner out, center in, corner back, edge up, and we're good. Orange, orange, yep, this is here, got lucky. We move this to the bottom, down, across, up, turn, and up. Orange, yep, over here, everything's coming up. Roses, we're taking a little break because we've finally finished all the jumbling stuff, and that's good. Purple, yes, over here, turn, 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 turn. Purple, wow, simple stuff. Boy, did I get lucky. Okay, so this whole side is done. What I do now is I turn it upside down. This red is in place. This red can also be in place too. It's in the right orbit. Turn, turn. I'm not going to get into the details of the Curvy Copter part because, like I say, I've been through it. This can come into here, move it down. This is in the wrong orbit, so it's got to come here, which means it's got to be here or here. It's at none of those places. So what I would then do, if it's at none of those places, is I'm just going to randomly put it in some other area, some other orbit. Now when I do another orbit, I'm going to do it to a blue one because the blue ones don't have any specific orbits at this point. Anyone can be anywhere. So I'm just going to move this here, down, move this back. Okay, what this did is it just reorganized things. So now this is here, here, nope. Here, nope. However, if I move this here, this can jumble into here. So single jumble, turn, turn, and turn. All right, so now all of these are in. Good, good. Purple, this purple can come in, and these are in as well. So this purple's here. Don't worry about these corners yet, or these edges yet, rather. So this purple has to come here. It's got to be in this plane, nope. This, nope. So it's kind of trapped over here. So what I need to do is kind of a random jumble. Just going to jumble it across here. By a blue, turn, turn, and turn. We'll get the yellow back. So what did that do for me? Well, what that did is now I can take this, let's move this down here, can move this purple opposite here and just single jumble it in and splat. Move this down here. Okay, in. We appear to be in something of a trap. To get out of this trap, what I want to do is make use of the single jumble, but even though the single jumble will move this, it'll also put these two, swap these two in its same orbit. So what I'm going to do is I have to make sure that I'm not going to jumble these two out of its orbit, so I'm going to put blue ones here. The way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to put this blue one here. First take this, move it out of the way, put the blue one in, moves back, then put this blue one down. What that'll do is that'll swap these two, and it'll swap these two within its same orbit. So turn, turn, single jumble, and turn it back and splat. What you're going to find that's going to do is it orients this right, brings this in, brings this in, and it's done, sort of. Okay, you see this is flipped. One double jumble will flip this around. Okay, so what I can do is this. I'm going to double jumble this. You see these two are in. These two are also in, but they're rotated. So what? Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to keep these two in. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to double jumble this to rotate this. Turn, turn. Now I do it up and down over here. Turn here, and then this turns, and I'll turn this back. Okay, did a little bit of ninja action there, but again, I'm assuming the knowledge of how to solve a curvy copter, and we end up with this situation. What's the problem with this situation? Well, this is in and this is in. This is not in and this is not in. So why don't we just put it in? Well, here's the problem. We end up having to do an odd swap. You can't do that. It doesn't matter what kind of a puzzle it is, whether it's an edge turner or face turner, who cares? The law of cubes hold steady. So if I turn this, even if these were to be oriented correctly, this would turn upside down. So I can't swap this. I can't just turn one edge upside down, and I can't swap these over here. So if I did a double jumble, turn this here, turn this here, and then come across, these two are placed correctly, but this is opposite. I could eventually turn this to where this is all turned right, these are all turned right, but this is going to be turned upside down. Just for the sake of argument, in order to go through how to do that, first off, these are all in the right place. This is turned right, this is turned right, these two aren't. What I need to do is make it to where only one is in the proper place, one is oriented right and the others aren't. The way that I would do that is hold it over here, then do that algorithm that spins them. This will stay the same. This will start spinning, this will start spinning, this will start spinning. Eventually, these two will be out, and this one will be in, and this will be out. So we go 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Then I do it again until just one is in. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And as predicted, just this one is in. So I hold it over here. Then I just do that algorithm over and over again until everything is turned in. This will stay the same. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. This is Curvy Copter 101. 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so all these are in. These guys are flipped. This one is not. So I can flip these two, but then this one will be exactly the same. So this is basically a bona fide parity. Now I can keep doing this, solve it all the way through until I just have one that's flipped. But suffice to say, I think you get it. The way to recognize parity is if one of these are flipped, or three of these are flipped, and just one of them are in, or you have two that are flipped. Two that are in and two that are flipped. To get out of this parity, the question that I would ask is, how did I get this parity to begin with? Well, something else had to be swapped. So in order to flip, say, this one, so that it matches the same as everything else, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and solve it so that you can see what I'm talking about. Solve it except for just one. Okay, so basically I took it to that configuration, just one is swapped. In order to swap this, I have to do another exchange, and what that exchange is going to be, maybe you can see better over here, what that exchange is going to be is I'm going to exchange these two. By exchanging these two, it'll take the parity out. So the way to do that is I'm going to move one down here that's going to exchange with this. I just don't know if you can see the dark color over here. So I'm just going to move this over here, and I'm going to negotiate an exchange between these two, swap these two. So I'm going to move this in to corner position, 2F, move this back, 2B, and simply do an exchange of yellow on yellow, splat. And now we move this back here, move this up. I'm just reversing what I did, bring this here, and I'm going to bring this back over here. So we can just turn this here, and now I'm going to once again reconstitute this side. These are in over here, and I'm just going to turn, turn, and turn. Okay, what you have here is this is still flipped, but now these are flipped. And because this is flipped and these are flipped, the parity is now taken out. I flipped these two, which put the parity back over here, actually put the flip back over here, so now everything is fine. So I'm going to move this over here, exchange these two while exchanging this by doing a double jumble. Turn, turn. You can solve it any way you want at this point, but the point is this is how you take the parity out. And double turn, splat. Okay, so that was taken out. These two are in position. So basically this is not parity because everything is where it needs to be, but these two have to be rotated. Now when it was two that had to be swapped, that is a parity because you had to swap an odd number. You just had to do one swap. This is a rotation and a rotation, that's two. So this does not count as a parity because it's two. This rotates and this rotates. That counts as two swaps. So to make this happen, I got to get everything out of sync except one, hold it over here, which keeps this steady, and I'm going to do my algorithm until this turns into where it's supposed to be. This will be out, this will be out, this will stay out, this will be in. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. As predicted, this is in, everything else is out. Turn this now over here to where this is on the right. Do it around again and see what happens. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Not there yet, so do it again. 2, 2. Maybe there's an easier or quicker way to do it. Probably not easier, but certainly maybe quicker. Okay, so you see that all these are in, but all these are flipped. You can do the rest any way you want. What I do is I do that turning algorithm 3 more times. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Do it again. 1, 1. Told you I wasn't a speed cuber. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. And wouldn't you know it, once more. 2. I don't even have to count anymore. I just keep doing it until inevitably it is solved. There it is. Curvy Copter Plus puzzle. Really fun challenge in the Curvy Copter jumbling / mix-up family. So it not only jumbles, and not only jumbles, it also scrambles and mix-ups, and occasionally you have to fudge it a little bit to get it past where it has to be. So it's a good puzzle that demonstrates all the different challenges that can happen when it comes to scrambling. So I do recommend it. Just use it carefully. Try not to do too many fudging type moves. Try not to lock it up too much. Otherwise, very fun puzzle for the price. Thanks for watching.